The biggest teams in the world are dying slowly. Not from bad tactics, not from poor squads, not from anything their coaches could have predicted or prepared for. They are dying from the tournament itself, from the format, from the 48-team expansion that FIFA sold the world as a gift to global football, but is quietly dismantling the favorites one match at a time. You can see it if you know where to look. The tired legs in the 80th minute, the star player substituted earlier than normal, the coach rotating and getting it wrong, the team that was supposed to cruise through the group stage instead grinding out results that feel dangerously close to upsets. This is not a coincidence. This is the 2026 World Cup format working exactly as its critics warned it would. And the biggest teams are paying the price. Start with the numbers. A 32-team World Cup meant 3 group stage games before the knockout rounds. A 48-team World Cup means 3 group stage games plus a new round of 32 before the round of 16. That is 1 extra match for every single team. 1 extra match at World Cup intensity. 1 extra match in a tournament where players have already spent a full domestic season grinding through their club commitments. 1 match sounds like nothing. At this level, it is everything. Sports scientist Darcy Norman, who has studied elite tournament fatigue extensively, found that the performance drop-off in the second half of matches increases by up to 23% after a player crosses the threshold of cumulative high-intensity minutes in a tournament. The 48-team format pushes elite players past that threshold earlier than any previous World Cup. By the time the round of 16 arrives, the superstars carrying the big nations are already running on fumes that no recovery protocol fully restores, and the scheduling makes it worse. 3 host nations spread across an entire continent means travel demands unlike anything in World Cup history. A team playing in New York and then flying to Los Angeles for their next match is covering more ground between games than any World Cup team has ever covered. The jet lag is minimal, but the physical drain of air travel on already taxed bodies is measurable. Every hour in the air is an hour not spent in a recovery pool or a physio room. The big nations feel this most because they rely most on a small core of irreplaceable players. Brazil cannot replace Vinicius Jr., France cannot replace Kylian Mbappe. England cannot replace their creative engine. These players must start every meaningful match. They cannot be rested without costing the team its identity. So they play, and they play, and they play again. And by the time the quarterfinals arrive, they are carrying the invisible weight of everything that came before. Meanwhile, the organized smaller nations are thriving. Morocco, Japan, USA, teams built on collective systems rather than individual brilliance. Teams where if one player is tired, another steps in, and the system holds. Teams where the coach has spent years drilling an identity so deep into the squad that no single absence breaks the structure. These teams are not just surviving the 48-team format, they are built for it. Tactical analyst Michael Cox identified this structural advantage before the tournament began. He noted that the teams most likely to be hurt by the expanded format were those with aging squads and heavy reliance on 2 or 3 world-class individuals. He named France, he named Brazil, he named Portugal. All 3 are showing exactly the signs he predicted. Here is the counterintuitive truth. FIFA expanded the tournament to give more nations a chance. They succeeded, but they did not just give smaller nations a chance to participate. They gave smaller nations a structural advantage over the biggest teams in the sport. The format does not just open the door, it actively tilts the floor. The biggest teams are not losing because they are worse. They are losing because the tournament is longer, harder, and more physically demanding than any competition they were built to win. Their squads were assembled for a 32-team sprint. They are running a 48-team marathon. And the finish line is getting further away with every match. You can see the fatigue. You can see the rotation problems. You can see the moments in the 85th minute when the legs that were supposed to close out the game simply do not respond the way they used to. The biggest teams in the world are dying slowly. Now you know exactly what is killing them.